In this class I am going to explain about next topic. It is an integrator. Integrator is the output voltage. We are going to calculate the output voltage, which is the integral part of the input voltage, is referred to as an integrator. It is the integral part of input voltage. That means having the part in the inputs. So it is called as an integrator. The integrator are divided into passive integrator and the active integrator. Passive integrator means the circuit which are having passive elements, those are called as a passive integrator. While the active integrator means there is a presence of an circuit with consisting of an active elements in the network, it is called as an active integrator. So here passive integrator means the circuit using passive elements referred as a passive integrator. The circuit using active elements, it is called as an active integrators. So the circuit which is having passive elements, we all know about the passive elements, so it is called as an passive integrator. The circuit using active elements, it is called as an active integrator. Now I am going to derive the ideal integrator circuit, which is having the integrator, passive and active integrators in the network. I am going to explain about an integrator concept by using this circuit. So here VA is the input. VA is the input circuit, and the R1 is the resistor across the circuit, and the current through this R1 is I, and the A is the node at the non-inverting terminal, and the B is the node at the non-inverting terminal. All compensation network. A resistor is connected as a non-inverting terminal, and the capacitor CF here, feedback capacitor is connected across inverting and to the output, and the I1 is the current flowing through this feedback network. So here I am going to apply the nodal analysis at node A. Apply nodal analysis at node A. Nodal analysis at node A. I can get VA minus VI minus voltage across this node A is a VA, and the voltage across node B is a VB. So here VA minus VB by R1 is a resistor connected across VA and the VA. So R1, that is equals to VA and here VA minus V0. We are integrating the inputs. So here I am going to write the d by dt, integrate the inputs. So d by dt into VA minus VA minus V0, VA minus V0 into CF. So differentiate the inputs. So I can get VA minus V0 by into CF. So here I have from the circuit the voltage across this non-inverting terminal is grounded. So here non-inverting terminal output is taken across non-inverting, here ground is connected, non-inverting terminal we are connected with the ground. So here also we are taking same voltage to the inverting terminal also. So VA is equals to 0. Why? Because we are connecting this network to the ground. VA is equals to 0 and the VB is taken as 0. So here VA is equals to 0 means we can put the VA and the VB values here. I can get VA by R1 is equals to d by dt minus V0 into CF. VA 0 and the VB 0. So simply put VB is equals to 0 and the VA is equals to 0 from the network. So I can get V0 is equals to, simply I can get V0 is equals to minus 1 by R1 CF integral d by dt becomes integral 0 to t VI of t into dt. VI of t into dt. Here it is a t. So I can get V0 is equals to V0 is taken to this side minus 1 by R1 CF, R1 CF is a constant here, and the integral is derivative becomes integral part, integral 0 to t. VA is taken to this side, VA of t dt limits 0 to 0 to t. This is the output. This is the output from the network. This is the output voltage V0 is equals to minus 1 by R1 CF integral 0 to t VA of t dt. So here R1 and CF are the constants, and we are going to derive the equations, derive the waveforms for this VA of t by observing the V0. Okay, here simply we can get an output from the ideal integrated circuit. Output as V0 is equals to minus 1 by R1 CF integral 0 to t Vi of t into dt. So here I can observe the input and the output waveforms from the integral circuit. So here, see here, input is a step input. When input is a step input, here it is a step input signal. Step input signal, it is an step input signal. Step input signal means step input signal. Here in the input we are giving the step input. VA of t is a step input signal. Here we are giving input signal, but output is minus slope A minus 80. So minus output V0 of t is minus 80. So how can it get? By using this simple step input signal, the output is like this. Here we are given VA of t is equals to 1. So we are given VA of t is equals to A at t greater than or is equals to 0, and then we are giving 0 when t less than 0. Then we are taking A, capital A, when the t greater than 0 and next to 0, t less than 0, then output will becomes like this. VA of t minus 1 RF and the CF are assumed as constants, or assume as constant. So here V0 is equals to, V0 becomes integral 0 to t. VA of t means VA of t. Once we take A dt, so we can get integral 0 to t 80 means minus. We have minus sign. Simply put minus sign here. We can get 80 means minus 80 minus a integral 0 to t into t. So we can get V output is equals to minus 80. So we are giving the step input signal, A, step input signal, the input Vi of t is a step input signal, but the output becomes the output is minus a slope, minus a slope with the minus. The output from the step input signal is a slope with a minus a. So here the output is like this, V out of t is equals to minus a. So this is the when the input and output waveforms. Input waveform is the step input signal and output waveform is the slope. So here by using this step input signal, the graph is the waveforms for these step input signals are looking like this. Then I am going to move the another input waveforms. Square input. Here we are given the square. Here we are giving the square input. Square input. By using the square input, what is the output present at the circuit? So here we are having a V output of t is equals to minus 1 by R1 CF integral 0 to t Vi of t into dt. What happens to this when we are given input as a square input? Here Vi of t is equals to, first one we are taken A when t is when 0 is less than t by 2 and minus a once t by 2 less than t less than t. So here the output becomes V output of t is equals to minus 1 by R1 CF. R1 CF is a constant term. So I can take like this 0 to t minus 0 to less than t by 2 means 0 to t by 2 once a into dt and plus we have minus of now, so minus term then na, so a dt integral t by 2 to t. So this becomes once this becomes minus 8t, and it becomes v naught of t is equals to v naught of t is equals to minus 8t plus minus. So here v naught of t is equals to, it becomes minus 80 from this minus 80 when 0 is less than t by 2, and then it becomes 80 minus becomes plus na, so 0 less than when t by 2 less than t less than t. So here minus 80 one term and 80 one term. Why? Because minus becomes plus na, so we can get an 80 here minus we can get plus term. So here 80 minus 80 0 less than t by 2 and the 80 0 less than t. So here the output becomes like this, a triangular wave. The output becomes like this, minus 80 by 2 once. So here the output is looking from the square input waveform, the output is in the triangular form. When we are taking the square input, the output will be in the triangular form. So it is the output from the square input. So here in the next we have an sinusoidal wave. Here we are going to take the sinusoidal input. By using this sinusoidal input, we are getting the cosine. That means cos output. By using the sinusoidal, but we are getting the cosine starting from here na, so it is a cos output. Input is a sine input, but we are getting the cos as an output. So here write down the equations for that. So here we have an output, V output is equals to minus 1 by R1 CF integral 0 to t Vi of t into dt. Here we are taking the square as sine as an input. So sine as an input now. So Vi of t is taken as an Vm sin omega t. Vm sin omega t is taken in the input. So for this V output of t is equals to minus 1 by R1 C1 is the constant. So minus integral 0 to t Vi of t is Vm sin omega t dt. So we can add an Vm sin omega t dt here. So that's why we have an minus Vm sin omega t is written as an sin omega t is integral sin omega t dt is becomes minus cos omega t by omega. So we can write by using integral 0 to t sin omega t as Vm minus cos omega t by omega. So this is the output. Then minus becomes plus now. So Vm cos omega t by omega. So this is the output V out of t from the square input. So from the sinusoidal input. The output when we are giving the input as a square sinusoidal input, the output becomes like this. The output becomes start from the cosine waveform. So these are the outputs which are getting from the different input waveforms, we are getting these different outputs by using different input waveforms. So this is about an integrator concept, of an ideal integrator concept. So in next class I am going to, this is the concept for the ideal integrator. Where we are using the passive and the active integrators. Active integrators means active elements and the passive integrator means passive elements. Then we analyze these network by using this ideal integrator circuit. So here the output will be like this when we are using the ideal integrator, and the output waveforms when we are using this step signal, the output is minus a slope waveform. When we are using this square input, the output is triangular wave, and when we are using the sinusoidal wave as an input, then the output is in the form of an cosine term. So it is an integrator, ideal integrator. In the next class I am going to explain the practical integrator circuit. So this is the concept of an ideal integrator circuit, and I am going to explain what is the difference between ideal and the practical integrator circuit. What are the benefits, what are the advantages and the disadvantages of using this ideal other than the practical integrator circuit in next class. Thank you.